Welcome to the show where we talk about whatever we want, whenever we want, and no one cares.
I'm Joshua, and this is today's co-host, Andrew, and this is something. Hey guys, hope you're having a beautiful day, and Eli actually ended up having to work today, and so we brought my eldest son, Andrew, in to take his place.
Yep.
Hello, eldest son.
Hello. Hello.
So, something that we were talking about, because we were talking about what do we want to talk about today, and you're like, oh, I don't know what you want to, I don't know what kind of subjects to talk about. I was like, well, what kind of things are coming up? And well, my birthday's coming up. And it is. Actually, two of my kids are born in July.
Both in July, yep.
My middle son is on the 8th, and you're on the 13th. You were born on Friday the 13th.
Yep. It's a curse.
What a really good story, either way.
Yeah.
So, you excited about this birthday? Because you turn
16.
the big 16, so you stoked?
Yeah, but like...
Are you getting a car?
No.
Probably not.
But I'm not excited for the car. That's the thing, like... I don't really want a car. I want a guitar. I can walk everywhere. Or bike.
What kind of guitar do you want?
A Gretsch.
A Gretsch.
Gretsch.
You're not getting a Gretsch either. Because that's almost the cost of a car.
Really? It is.
Like, I could buy a $500 Peter car or a $500 Gretsch. So...
Yep.
But, I digress. What you were telling me, though, because I was saying, okay, do you have things to talk about if we do birthdays? You said, yeah, I know all my birthdays. So what birthday to you sticks out?
I was 7 years old, and I had my first cake actually made by Mom. But before, it was just like ice cream cakes and stuff like that, but she made me a special cake, and it had like a couple buildings and stuff like that, and had action figures, and so yeah, that was really memorable. It was the first time I actually had like a custom cake, so-called.
And she kind of made a tradition of that, like, ever since.
Year after year after year. I think, although that was the most memorable birthday overall, the most memorable cake was the ice cream cake. The s'mores cake.
She made an ice cream s'mores. Okay, yeah.
That was weird. It was like, just bizarre, but it was pretty good. It was decent.
Yeah, it was like graham cracker. It was like graham cracker and chocolate and marshmallow ice cream. Is that what she made?
It wasn't marshmallow ice cream. It was just straight ice cream.
What was the marshmallow then?
There was no the marshmallow was the ice cream.
I thought she made a marshmallow ice cream specifically.
Did she?
I think she did.
Then I guess I didn't remember it as well as I thought.
I guess you did. I think back to like my birthday. Here's the thing: when I was like 1 to 9. I was an only child, and so like for birthdays, I got spoiled because
Right.
I was an only child, and after Sam and Eli were born, like
Things
change, and not necessarily for like the worst, but now like nobody remembers my birthday ever. Like Grandma will die every year, completely forgets, and like when I see her at Christmas, she's like, oh, here's a 50 for your birthday,
Nobody's disappointed over 50 though.
Well, I'm not saying I am, but I'm just saying that like now my family doesn't remember my birthday at all.
We bought you Battlefield 1 one year.
For Father's Day.
For birthday.
Father's Day.
Oh, birthday.
Because it was the day that you got me all-you-can-eat wings that day.
Oh, we did that, yeah.
It was Father's Day.
It counts for both, I guess.
I'll tell you, though, what birthday kind of sticks out for me was when I turned 21. Actually, check that. When I turned 20...
I was there when this happened too, at Fiesta.
You weren't there, but you've heard the story because only my mom and I went out.
Oh, okay.
So I was 20 years old, and I knew I turned 20. I knew how old I am. I know how old I am. But my mom called me up that morning, and she said, happy 21st birthday. I was like, oh, thanks. And because she said 21st, it lodged in my mind that it was 21st, not 20. And so she's like, you want to go out for lunch? I was like, sure. And so she's like, you want to go to Fiesta? I was like, yes. So here in town, in Lancaster, we have a restaurant, Fiesta Mexicana. Now it's called Fiesta Tropicana.
It's really good.
Same restaurant. It's one of our hidden gems. It's authentic Mexican food, and it is the best. People like come from Columbus to eat here. But it's still a hidden gem because you can always get in pretty quick. There's never too much of a line. I think the longest I've ever waited was like
a person ahead of us, at least.
I think the very longest I've ever waited was like 10 or 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Never long at all. I think 15 minutes is maybe the absolute longest. But anyway.
It's always worth the wait, too.
Yeah, it absolutely is. So, Ron was like, you want to go to Fiesta Mexicana? I was like, absolutely. So we went. And we sat at the table. And she's like, it's your 21st birthday. You wanna get a drink? I was like, sure. She's like, you want to get a margarita? I was like, absolutely. A margarita sounds amazing. And so the waiter comes up. And he's like, what do you have? Like, what would you like to drink? And Mom's like, we'll have a margarita. Well, yeah, I'll have a margarita and he'll have a margarita. And the guy, he's like, oh, I need ID. So I gave him my ID. And he's like, oh, he's not 21. And Mom's like, yes, he is. He's like, no, his date of birth is off. She's like, look, I gave birth to him. I know how old he is. He's 21. The guy's like, oh, okay. And so he left and came back with a margarita. It wasn't until later that afternoon when my girlfriend, now wife, I was talking to her later, and she was like, oh, happy birthday, happy 20th. And I was like, oh, I am 20. I am not 21.
We legally drink.
And I drank that margarita. That guy was absolutely right. His math was spot on. My mom's was not. So that's my 20th birthday. My 21st birthday, I did absolutely nothing. I know I didn't drink on my 21st birthday.
You were scared too? You thought you were 20 again?
Yeah, I thought I was 20 again.
Groundhog's Day.
Drinking doesn't do anything for me. Truth be told, and honestly, truly, guys, no lie, I've never been drunk in my entire life. And I have my own reasons for that, but never been drunk in my entire life. Never done an illegal drug.
That's what an alcoholic would say.
Yeah, well, maybe, but I have my own reasons for not using drugs and alcohol. But there's that. So what our birthday stood out. I mean, like you had, like your mom made a habit of making like special cakes.
Oh man!
And we always incorporated like part of your gift in your cakes. I
forget what the second one was. The one after the one I was just telling you about, the city, but it was the Flash and the Superman. They were on water and they were running, and that was a pretty cool cake.
Yeah, they had like the spray back from the water. Mom had made it out fondant.
Yeah.
What was the very first cake though? You reminded me.
Blue's Clues.
Blue's Clues.
Which I remember. That wasn't my first cake. I thought I had that when I was like 3. I had to be. It was enough.
Well, I didn't say it was your first cake, but yeah, I mean, the first cake you remember was Blue's Clues.
Now,
like 4 or 5.
Now, a cake that's kind of obscure that you guys may not remember is the Green Lantern cake.
I do remember it. Had Kyle Rayner on it. We made an alien planet out of the cake,
and it was pretty cool.
And at Blue's Clues though, like that was something like from your childhood, like was. First off, Blue's Clues was big. I mean, I think Steve was still the host, not
Blue's
the next
Clues
guy.
Was the crap. I mean, it was like
I know all the songs because you grew up watching Blue's Clues when you were a kid, and I'd watch Blue's Clues with you, or I'd play with you, and we played Blue's Clues, So I know all the theme songs and everything.
We played Blue's Clues.
We played Blue's Clues.
That's really weird.
Well, you were a weird kid. You still are.
Oh, yeah.
Thanks, Dad. You asshole.
No.
So what? Okay. Here's a question for you.
Okay.
Is there a gift that you got for your birthday that sticks out in your mind?
Batcave. Christmas.
That's Christmas. What did you birthday?
Oh, birthday. Okay. That's a hard one.
Christmas time gifts. That's an episode we're doing in December.
It's not really fair to say because it was so recent. But I'll just give the first thing that pops into mind, the Keith Urban guitar.
Okay, that was
now that's like I said, that was only a couple years ago. That's not really fair to say like, oh, that's the most memorable gift that I got. I'm trying to think.
That was a steal because that was a ridiculously expensive guitar. We got brand new from a guy on Craigslist who had bought it, didn't need it, and we got the entire pack. 95% of that. It came with a super nice case.
The case and the amp were the seal on that deal.
It had a super nice amp, and it had a patch cable, it had cloth, it had everything.
I had 2 patch cables.
It had 2 patch cables, it had cloth, it had a capo.
I had a cable. That was honestly it wasn't even the guitar. That was the great thing about it. It was everything else.
Well, you were ready to start getting an electric guitar, and we were looking for an electric guitar. But to be honest, like 95% of it was still in its the amp was still in its box. It was still in its original cardboard box. He hadn't even opened the amp yet.
I don't need this. I haven't even used it.
Yeah, he was like, I don't need it. We got it for nothing. Like nothing. Mom and I got it for nothing.
No, I like.
So it was a good. It's not really. That's why you want an electric guitar this year, because it's not up to snuff. But it was a good starter electric.
And like I said, I won't need another amp for a while unless I'm doing like stage performances or something. Then I'll need to get something bigger. But
well, that's why you were kind of anxious, because you were kind of thinking about trading at that guitar show. But you were like, if I trade it, it's not going to be worth anything without the amp, the case, the other stuff, and I want to keep those things.
And it's already broken in some places. It's like it's kind of tailored to me, anyways. I don't.
You've played. You've done a number on that. So what other gifts?
I know.
I'm trying to think. I was trying to think what gift. If I know what gift. I'll tell you what gift. I remember getting, probably my 10th or 11th, somewhere between 10 and 12, like 10 or 11 probably. I know a gift that sticks out very well is my aunt gave me. It was right around the time I had discovered Star Wars. And she gave me an original Star Wars movie poster
that I now have.
That you now have from 1977. Her friend stole it from a movie theater. And she had it for years. And she gave it to me, and now it's in your room. I gave it to you.
I have your present.
If you guys watch any of our pop culture, this movies and the other, it's the same poster. Not the same. It's a reprint of the poster that sits behind me in those other segments of our shows.
Now you're talking about gifts that I don't really ever remember my birthday gifts opposed to like my Christmas gifts. I don't know why that is. I guess it's because Christmas usually you get like one big gift, and then usually during your birthdays you get a bunch of little gifts, and it makes something big, Excuse me. But if I had to remember, it was probably a bike. I can't remember what type of bike it was. I can't even tell you what birthday it was, but I do remember getting it and driving it down the alley behind Grandma's house. Mm-hmm. I remember the most memorable gift.
Okay.
A flip skateboard.
Oh, yeah, you were for a while there super into skateboards.
And then I got fat.
No, you didn't. You just got out of skateboarding.
Yeah.
You got out of skateboarding and moved on to you moved on to guitar. You moved on to other things. And you in the intermediate, you took up wrestling and martial arts. But yeah, you were super into skateboarding for a little bit, and we really, Sean and I really thought that was something you were going to be into for a long, long time. And so we spent a little more money. You had like a kind of a little basic skateboard, like a Walmart skateboard.
I know what it was called. No, it was a Power Pro Ultra skateboard.
I'm talking before that even. You had a little Walmart skateboard.
That's the skateboard I remember then, not even the Walmart skateboard, because the skateboard I got before that was like a penny board. It was like one of those small little Walmart boards, but it was blue and yellow. Yes,
that's exactly. It had blue grip tape.
Yep.
But yeah, then we did upgrade you one year to a flip skateboard, and you were super excited.
And then
you still have it though, don't you? You still have it?
Yes, I do. It doesn't have its wheels or anything. I took it all off.
Do you have a black and white one?
I have a black.
I think you got one for Christmas too.
Yes, I did. Yep.
So, can you still do your tricks?
No, I couldn't even do it. But back when I was actually trying, let alone, it's kind of why I dropped it. I straight up quit.
I just quit.
I did. I didn't even try to redeem myself. This counts. Alright. It is what it is.
It is what it is. Yeah, I'll tell you. I'll finish the segment by saying, I do remember. There is a gift I do remember, and it's sitting in my memory shelf. It's in my hallway. One year, actually 2 different birthdays, my grandfather made me tomahawks. They're handmade. He crafted the handle, and the decorations are on the deer antler and the deer the leather handles are deer leather. that he shot. He killed the deer.
Didn't he make the drum too for you?
I did have a drum, and God, I regret so much. It was a Native American drum.
Oh, I forgot about that. I was talking about the other one though.
The djembe?
Yeah.
No. I bought that at a drum shop, the drum store, Sticks and Time. No, he made me a Native American drum, and I just
Fell apart.
it fell apart just after move. I'll tell you what I regret most. He made me a black powder musket bag because he was gonna take me black powder hunting.
Was it the leather one?
It was a leather
we had?
musket bag. I think he used it one year to like be Indiana Jones for Halloween or something.
My friends are not a good story, but I can't say it.
But he made me a black powder musket bag, and he was going to take me black powder hunting, and we never got around to it. And then he got sick, and I went to college, and I went to college. Then he got sick.
Well, things
and then we got married. Yeah, things happened.
You got married to your grandfather?
Yeah, I got married to my grandfather. My grandfather married me, actually. He proceeded.
Oh, he did, didn't he?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. That's
But I've lost somewhere in the moves Michelle and I've made. I've lost that muscle bag, and I regret that so much because now I am shooting black powder.
and you don't have
And
a muscle bag.
I would love to have that muscle bag to have all my stuff
Right.
in. I so regret. It was made the whole thing was leather. It was made from a deer he shot and killed, and would just be great to have that. So there's that, guys. That's birthdays. We have another segment coming up after this commercial. Fun stuff next week.
Yep.
And there's some mystery videos coming up as well. So, guys, be on the lookout for that next week. Mystery videos. So, after the segment, after this episode wraps up, after we're done filming, Mommy and I have to go and walk the dog, which is something we've been doing all summer, as part of my, trying to get myself in shape a little bit, working, getting myself healthier. I have been, my wife and I have been walking every night, and of course been taking our doggy with us. But you and I were just talking about walking her, and it got us on the subject of thinking about pets, pets we've had. Now, there are two pets. I don't know which I had first, but I had two pets. I remember very early on. I had a black cat. When it was just my mom and I living in West Jefferson, named Figgy, and we had to,
That's a fun name.
I think she said she gave it to an old person's home, but now as an adult, I suspect it died or ran away, and she lied to me. I suspect. But I also had around that same time, I had a hamster. I actually had several hamsters as a kid, but I had a hamster and he had a chip out of his ear. Now, this was the early 90s. This was the golden age of the Ninja Turtles. And with his little cut in his ear, I named him Master Splinter.
Genius.
It was genius. It was, as clever as a 5-year-old can muster.
I wouldn't have been that clever. I would have been like, I'll name him freaking Chip or something like that.
So,
yeah. Well, before I talk about like my first pets, you remind me about your mom lying to you about dead animals. There's 2 times that somebody lied to me, but then told me right in my freaking face. One was I had this little gecko. I was always into reptile-y animals, never like soft furry things, but I had a gecko, and it died, and Mom put it in the freezer, and I thought it was in there for like 6 months. So I'm like, should somebody take that out? That should be a health thing. And Mom's like, no, I threw it away. And the second one was the Buckeye. Right before we moved, your guinea pig. We had a Buckeye named Guinea Pig. We actually had 3 guinea pigs.
You had a guinea pig named Buckeye?
Yes.
I had a Buckeye and I named it Guinea Pig. It was like a Buckeye nut. I just pulled off the ground and named it a guinea pig. Come on, guinea pig, let's go.
Thanks, Dad.
You're welcome.
But it died. And my grandmother was trying to tell me how it just went to a different place. And then Grandpa comes out and goes, should we just throw it in the trash can?
That's my dad.
I should have learned after that, because the gecko actually happened after the guinea pig. But the first animal I remember owning was actually a joint owned animal. I guess I owned the leg or something part of it.
Did you say you owned a leg?
Yeah, just a part of it. It's a, I had to share, so I had my shares. My uncles had their shares. We had a hamster named Chip. You would always bite your pinky if you put your finger in there. It died. Then we got another one, and its name was Chip, or Chocolate Chip, or something like that. And it died. So those were the two first real.
Now, when we moved out of our apartment.
Which one?
Oh well, no, I'm sorry. When I moved out with my parents.
Oh, okay.
And got our first apartment. When Michelle and I got our first apartment after college, and we were all it was our first house together.
Yeah.
This was before Simon was born, before Luke was born. We had Michelle had brought her cat down from home, Silky.
Silky. Oh, I love that cat.
That cat was awesome. We lost her about a year ago.
Yep.
Yeah, it was really, really sad. But we had a guinea pig in that apartment named Winston. Winston Churchill, and he was super fat.
And he was adorable, though.
He was adorable, and we had it was actually we let him run just around the living room area, and you remember he was just you could chase him around. And he was fun. He was a fun little. He had a lot of personality for a guinea pig.
And that was
guinea pigs generally aren't like super personable, but he really was.
We had Ezekiel. Remember that?
That was awesome. That was Eli's.
But he gave it away.
That he gave us, unfortunately.
And what was Sam's?
I don't know, cupcake or something. I was something dumb. But yeah, that was the guinea pigs we had. But you're right. You had a penchant for
frogs.
Frogs and reptiles.
Specifically frogs. My first frog I had, his name was Sherlock, and this thing was awesome. He would just sit on your arm and smile at you, because he was a dumpy tree frog, and he would just. The name explains itself.
It was a White's tree frog.
What?
White's tree frog. They're nicknamed dumpy tree frogs, but they're White's tree frogs.
Because all they do is they're kind of dumpy, and they just sit on trees all day, and that's what this thing did. You would set him on your arm, and he would just stare at you. It got boring after a while, honestly, but.
He was pretty cool, actually.
He was pretty cool, but then he died eventually, and then I got another one named Sherlock 2.
Sherlock 2.
He's all uncreative, unlike you, who named his Splinter. But he died, and then I got two more, and they were actually just tree frogs. They
weren't greenies.
Greenies, yeah. They weren't dumpies, but... And Amelia and... I cannot remember the other one's name.
I don't know.
Sarah?
They died at the same time. I think they got sick or something.
Yeah, it was really...
And I was like, okay, that's enough reptiles. Except that I was working in the hospital.
You cried that day.
I cried?
I was joking because I got another reptile and you didn't want me to.
Well, one of my coworkers was in the army and he was getting ready to ship out. And he's like, I have this gecko. And he's like, I can't take it with me. Obviously, I'm being shipped out. And he was like, would your son want this gecko? And I was like probably. And Michelle and I buckled and we let him get the gecko.
And you pulled its tail off.
The first night, I didn't pull its tail off.
Yes, you
did. The first night that you had this damn gecko, you were open a cage, you're kind of looking at him. He jumped out.
Scared the crap out of me.
He jumped on the ceiling. He was like, or jumped on the wall, and he was like,
"Hi guys."
And so I tried to scoop him, and as I tried to scoop him, whatever happened, he panicked. He lost his tail. And I threw him back in his cage. I did get him. I threw him back in his cage. I was like, don't let him out again.
Bull crap! You ripped it off.
Yeah, I ripped it off. I just straight up ripped that tail off. Mm-hmm. So I was like I don't know why. Oh, I do know why. Because we were it was summertime, and we lived in apartments at this time, and we had a deck with a sliding glass door, and this all happened near there. And so in the move to get this cage back to your room and get everything settled, I had set the tail on the table and sat on the
it got all
on the
dried.
deck. No, it didn't get all dried. I knocked it off the table on accident, and it fell on the neighbor's patio below
See,
us.
I didn't know about this.
Yes, and I looked over, I saw it on their patio, I was like, not getting that, so I'm sure the
probably
neighbor
grabbed it and just threw it away, thought it was a piece of trash.
they probably swept off the porch and they didn't realize that it was there, or they freaked out when they were like, oh my god, what is this?
Now, this isn't necessarily pet related, but do you remember at the apartments, we came out one day and there was like no joke, like 15 toads.
Yeah, I do remember.
That was really freaking bizarre. It would
Yeah.
have to be during mating season or something.
Yeah.
Because I've never seen that many
Actually,
toads.
it's interesting. Where we go hiking at Clear Creek Metro Park, we saw it last year, and we just went over the weekend. We just went over the weekend, and while we were there was about 1,000 little tiny, little teeny tiny
You think
tiny
you'd at
baby
least
toads.
see one big one, like in that vicinity, and they bird them. You think they would be around their babies, but I don't know if they. Yeah, interesting.
So yeah, you have to be kind of careful where you step because you don't want to squish baby toads, and you'll do it. I mean, they're all over the place.
It's like walk in a straight line and
Yeah.
look down. But.
So that is super interesting. So let's see here. Now, currently, we have our doggy.
Yes.
We have Sierra, and we have 3 black cats.
They're all a-holes.
Well,
Atticus is.
Atticus is, he's kind of a butthole, but
Bogey and Ollie are.
Bogey, we've had since you were a child, since the apartments. He truly is our first family pet. We've had him, for the last probably 10 years.
Yeah.
We've had him for about a decade. And he's a super good cat. I love that
He's
cat.
really fat and just lays around all day. I mean,
Just
how can you not love him?
Yeah, he just does not care.
Then
So
Ollie I brought in, and you brought in reluctantly because you're like, no, I don't want to.
I was like, I don't really want another cat, but you
It
guys.
was adorable.
Yeah, he was adorable. He smells like garbage though.
He does. Well,
all
he
the time.
hunts. He hunts his own food.
He
He's
hunts
an
his own-
outdoor cat.
Mostly.
Mostly.
Well, no, he's mostly an indoor cat, but he likes to go out. And he likes to hunt. And he likes to come in.
Whereas you said he's just lonely. That's why
I mean, he is a loner, and
he has no teeth. He has 2.
but he wants to be loved, and so he gets in your face, and he wants you to pat him, and you're like, okay, you literally smell like sewage,
He only has 2
all the
teeth
time.
now, yeah. And then Atticus, obviously, Mom brought home.
You never had a turtle, did you?
I wanted a turtle.
When I was a kid,
Turtles were the thing.
when I was a kid, I would probably probably again around 10, 11, 12, somewhere in there. My parents and I were driving somewhere, and there was this turtle on the road, and they were kind of swerved around it, but the people behind them hit it, ran straight over it, and so my parents saw it in the rearview mirror, and they went back around. His shell was cracked, and so we picked him up, and we took him back to our house, and we got a little kid's swimming pool, and we put some dirt in there, and we put some water in there, and we let him just chill in that pool until he healed up. And that was like the coolest thing as a kid. I had this turtle. It was a painted turtle. It was the coolest thing as a kid to have.
Did he heal up?
He did heal up. The shell, the crack in the shell healed up, and we. The saddest part of that story is we had to take him back. Like that was kind of the agreement with my parents. We had to take him back, so we had to take him back, and we had to drop him off.
You should have kept him.
I would have loved to have kept him, but that was my parents.
And don't they live like a really freaking long time?
Turtles can live a very long time.
I don't know about painted turtles, as you said, but I know like sea tortoises and stuff live up to 100 years and past. They're known to live past humans. So yeah, that's something.
Yeah, so I did have a turtle for like a summer.
A summer.
For like
Summer
one summer,
turtle?
for one summer I had a turtle. I'm trying to think of any other pet I may have had that would have been like, oh yeah, I had this. I didn't have, my parents didn't let me have exotic pets like we let you. We didn't have.
Gidget and Bogart. Those are 2 animals you had.
No, my parents had cats, Gidget and Bogart,
Now,
and they have dogs
not
now.
Bogart. Barb. Now, isn't it true that he ate a whole turkey?
He did 1 year eat a whole turkey.
That's impressive in my opinion. Like, even for Bogey, like if it was... I'm sure Bogey and Bart would have been great friends, but yeah.
Well,
something.
So do you have any other pet stories to recount?
I do not think I do.
All right. Well, that about wraps up our time here today. Guys, comment below. What pets did you have growing up? Did you have things like reptiles? Did your parents not let you have anything like that? Did you have anything weird? I know, like some people have like raccoons and stuff.
And hedgehogs.
And hedgehogs. Did you guys have anything weird? What pets do you have? What pets did you have growing up? And tell us your best birthday story. What was your best birthday story? What was the best gift you ever received? Did your parents ever tell you were 21 when you were actually 20? Comment all that stuff below. We're always watching. So, Until next time, I'm Joshua.
And I'm Andrew.
And this is Something.
We hope you liked today's video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and leave a comment because we enjoy chatting with you.
Also, check us out on Instagram and Facebook at This Is Something. All the links are below. Thanks, and have a beautiful day.